So I realized that once I stopped trying to learn AI, that's when I started to learn AI. And here's what I mean. Over the years, I have seen so many different tools, right? You probably see all of them too. You probably are like me and you've followed tons of blogs, you've gotten onto tons of newsletters, you've watched tons of YouTube videos, and you're even asking AI about AI. And through that whole process, what do we come down to? Just like too much. There's so many things, there's so many tools, so many routes that you can go when it comes to AI. And I have came to a place where I had 10 to 15 different videos saved for me to watch that I was never going to get a chance to watch because I had 10 to 12 that I was already watching. So with all that information overload, about a year and a half ago, but really close to a year ago, I started to realize that the only way I was going to start actually being good at AI or actually start building with it or using it more than just a search engine was when I started to actually use it. And I found one of the best things that we can do if we want to get better at the things that we're doing in front of us is to just do the thing. And so over the past year plus, I've been able to build just like really cool tools internally for our team. And then also just some fun stuff for our house. And I've just found that the more I build, the more I learn. And here's what I've found also. The more we build, the more we learn about the things that we didn't know we needed to know. But what I mean is you can watch a video and you can learn so much in that video, but you don't actually know it until you practically start doing it and practically start putting it into use. Like, sure, you can understand the difference between ChatGPT and Claude, or you can understand what vibe coding is, but until you actually start doing it, never actually know how it works. And so I've just been working a ton over this past year and saw this need in our sales team. And what I wanted to do was take all of their transcripts from their Zoom calls and on the other side of that, provide them with tools. And those tools meaning understanding what the client's needs analysis was, understanding what product would be actually good for them, understanding the objections that they have, and also how to overcome those objections later on. Built this out for them. It was just like mind-blowing because on the other side of it, now all they have to do, and still today, all they have to do is take a transcript, take it over to this GPT that I was able to help build for them. And now they have a needs analysis. They have the best product fit for them based off of their needs. They also have objection handling and follow-up messages that they can send out, along with some notes for the internal team in case they do buy, so that our internal team can communicate with them really well as well. And it's just like, I realized how simple it was to put together something that was so strong and so helpful and sped up so much time. And so it wasn't until putting all of this stuff together that I realized I have to build. And so since then, of course, I've mentioned it, but we've been able to build tools internally, things like testimonial platforms and things like tools for our clients that they can use on a regular basis. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you haven't done what you want to do with your AI stuff yet, I think it's just time. Like, stop worrying about where you're going. Stop worrying about whether or not you're going to get it right, because honestly, you're going to get it wrong. I think back, and about 10 months ago, I was working on a product that I was like, man, I'd love to be able to ship this. But then I got kind of scared because I didn't know when it comes to security, like how security truly works. And had I not started, I don't think I would have been able to do what I've been doing today, like building products internally for our team and working on stuff for clients on the side. Like, I don't think any of those things would exist if I didn't at least start. Sure, I can watch a million videos, I can read a bunch of X posts, I can read every newsletter, but it wasn't until I started putting into practice and testing and trying that all of this actually started to make sense. And so if you've been putting it on hold, this is my challenge to you. Stop putting it on hold. Pick just one thing and work on that one thing. And that could be for somebody, it could be just starting to use AI. For another person, that might be downloading something like Codex on your computer, or Claude Code into your terminal, or getting anti-gravity, whatever it is. Like, start somewhere and actually start building, because it's not until you start building that you realize, oh, this is what GitHub is. Oh, okay, like this is what Supabase and databases are. Okay, so you can host this with Vercel and you can make this live. They're pie in the sky before I started actually building. Like, I didn't know they existed, but it wasn't until I started that I understood, okay, like this is actually how these things work. And so I challenged somebody recently to say, hey, instead of just waiting for somebody else to build this for you, I bet if you just watch a couple of these videos and start building, you can have it by our next meeting on Friday. And sure enough, she went out, she learned the tool, and that next Friday she came with an entire funnel built out using Claude Code. And she is not a coder, she's never been a coder, and it was just from scratch. What are you waiting for? Why not? Why not you? Why not build it? Why not make it happen? That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna keep building, I'm gonna keep working, and I challenge you to do the same. So, build away, my